Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Steel and Flesh 2. Today we're gonna do something different. Something that no mere mortal has ever dared to do before. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna try to go above and beyond the Steel and Flesh 2. Who knows what might we accomplish? Our eyes are set unto the unimaginable. Our goals are far beyond human comprehension. Will we be able to achieve it? Well then, let's find out. Now if you're a new viewer, you might not even know what Steel and Flesh 2 is all about. Well then, let me take you to a short adventure into the world of Steel and Flesh 2. Steel and Flesh 2 is a game that gives you authentic gameplay experience of Mountain Blade Warband, which is 100% totally not a rip-off. A game where you play as a poor man wandering aimlessly in the open world of 100% totally historically accurate map of 13th century Eurasia. Start businesses, hire troops, conquer towns and villages, and dominate the entire Eurasian continent. You can even commit several war crimes along the way, why not? Plunge the entire continent into an all-out war and then sit back, relax, and watch as the world slowly burns around you. Well, that's pretty much what the whole game is about. So without further ado, let's dive into the beautiful world of Steel and Flesh 2, which won't be beautiful much longer once we're done with it. But first, we'll be creating ourselves a new character. Of course, he will need a legendary name. And I know exactly what to name him. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only Hansof D is Nuts. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the long lost brother of Zukon D is Nuts. Hansof D is Nuts, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely beautiful, just marvelous. And he will be leading the state of Touchamables to fame and glory. Oh yes, perfect, just perfect. We will be spawning in the Sultanate of Rum because of course they have rum. And Mr. Snuts will start as a lowly blacksmith. Now that we have everything settled, it's time that we enter the world of Steel and Flesh 2. And we are in, ladies and gentlemen. Here's our beautiful character, Hansof D is Nuts, right here. Now before anything else, we first need to go to a castle. The blacksmith background lets us start the game with a bunch of swords and iron ingots in our inventory, which we will sell for extra starting money. There we go, we just started the game and we're already rich. Now what are we gonna do with this money? Well, we're gonna be starting ourselves a business, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're gonna use the money to make more money. In order to start a business, we need to go to a castle. Go to the town menu and then select Create Production. In this menu, we will be able to rent an empty slot or building to start our business on. You can start a chicken coop, a pigsty, or a barn. Once we have decided on what we want, we will be greeted with this menu, which is labeled as necessary thing for some reason. Basically, we'll need to get all the items that are listed here and also get the necessary animals to torment for our business. And voila! There we go, we have all the items and the animals we need. All that's left is to hire the necessary workers and then run the business. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, we now have a fully functioning barn. As long as we have some buffer money in the bank, our business will earn us a steady amount of income every in-game week. So we pretty much don't have to do anything now that we have a business. We can just sit around and do nothing for a whole week. And then boom, profit. Now there isn't really a necessary limit to how many businesses you can have. And you can literally set up a business on any castle that you see here. You can have at most 5 businesses per castle. We currently have 1 at the moment, but why stop here when we can have more? There we go, now we have 5 barns in this castle. We also have 5 barns in this castle. And another 5 here, and another 5 here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you know where this is going. Alright, it's been a while. All I've been doing is setting up businesses in pretty much everywhere. I have set up several businesses in this general area of the map. In total, I have set up 100 barns across 20 different castles in this area. In addition, I have also bought a lot of land, like a lot of land. 100 lands to be exact, in the same 20 castles. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we now own 100 barns and 100 lands. I have successfully single-handedly built an entire business mega corporation within the span of a lot of hours. We have so much businesses that we are currently producing over 1,000 products each passing day. Look at that! Absolutely worth it. I love how the screen on the right is just an endless line of notifications whenever our warehouses get full. Oh, I love it. Capitalism, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we just received our business report for this week, and you can see here this is us paying rent. And then here are the salaries of our workers. And now this is our profits. Here's one from Konya. Here's another from Erzurum. And then here's from Sivas. And then another from Mamur. And more. A lot more. A lot more. And it just keeps going and going. Dear Lord, it just doesn't stop. Okay, we've finally reached the bottom. And look at that. 3 million gold. Oh yes, we are currently earning 3 million gold, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine that, 3 million gold per week. With that much gold, we have single-handedly caused an economic depression all throughout the entire continent. We are literally as rich as Mansa Musa at this point, maybe even richer. Speaking of Mansa Musa, why don't we try to hoard as much gold as we can to the point where wealth and riches no longer has any meaning to us? But unlike Mansa Musa, who gave away all his gold, we will be keeping all the gold for ourselves. Oh yes! We are already earning more than 3 million gold per in-game week, so this shouldn't take a lot of time. Oh man, that actually took a lot of time. But hey, we're back now. And we're looking a little bit richer than last time. Yeah, just a little bit richer. We only jumped from having 3 million gold to having 100 million. No big deal at all. 100 million gold, ladies and gentlemen. This is literally more money than you'll ever make in your typical playthrough of the game. We have successfully become a multi-millionaire solely relying on our barns and lands for income. I have also built more barns and bought more lands than I can count. I don't even know where most of them are. But we are now earning more than 4 million gold from our barns and more than 1 million gold from our lands each passing week. It's absolutely ridiculous. 100 million gold is an astonishing feat on its own, and very impressive if I do say so myself. Well, enough earning gold. It's about time that we start conquering castles and start building our kingdom. But first, we will need to recruit soldiers into our army. We can do that by simply going into any castle and then recruiting troops from the tavern. And there we go, we got ourselves a small personal army. Of course, this isn't near enough to attack a castle, so we're gonna have to recruit a few more troops into our army. And by a few, I mean a lot of troops. 1,000 troops to be exact. Now imagine you're a citizen of this castle, and then you see this outside your castle gates. One man with 1,000 soldiers under his command is standing menacingly outside your castle gates. Now that's a terrifying sight to behold. Now that we have our troops ready, we now need to declare war on a faction. So we'll take a look at the map and look for the best faction that we can declare war on. Oh, here we go, the Byzantine Empire. Currently the strongest faction in the whole continent, which makes for the perfect candidate to go to war with. Of course, it's only reasonable for us to formally send a declaration of war. But why do that when we can just launch a surprise attack on one of their lords? Hello there, sir, you're gonna be the first victim for today's video. Okay, let's just auto-battle this one out, and there we go. We are now at war. We're gonna immediately set our eyes towards Konya and try to take it ourselves. But first, we're gonna do something that I like to call baiting. Basically, initiating a fake siege on a castle and then waiting for the supposed defenders to come to us. And when they arrive, we are going to intercept and meet them on the battlefield. This is a great way for us to farm a lot of loot and XP, as well as having the satisfaction of slaughtering hundreds of enemy troops. Ah yes, a 100% totally perfectly balanced game mechanic that is 100% totally cannot be abused for the benefit of the player. Absolutely wonderful. Alright, there we go. We have successfully captured Konya, and if we look at the map right here, we can see that this is only the beginning of the legendary state of Tachama balls. Oh yes. But what I'm interested in right now is that once you have captured a castle, you will be able to create your own personal soldiers right here. In this menu, we can edit the equipment of various soldier types. For example, let's edit the archer over here. Of course, we would want to give him a helmet, a chest plate, and some boots. And since he's an archer, we need to give him a bow as his weapon. And there we go, we now have a generic archer in our hands. But this isn't the fun part. This is, in fact, very boring. So instead, we're gonna do this. Let's say I want to edit this swordsman. Naturally, he will need a set of armor and a weapon. Now, the developer of the game probably expects you to get him a sword since, of course, he's a swordsman. It only makes sense that he should use a sword, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the game doesn't actually stop you from making them use anything other than their intended weapon. So instead of a sword, we're gonna give him a bow. We can even give him a horse to ride on. Why not? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the perfect swordsman. Yes, this is 100% clearly a swordsman, can't you tell? Absolute genius of the developer for giving us total freedom in editing the equipment of our personal troops. Yep, 100% totally intended by the developer. Amazing! Well, why should we stop here? Why not make everyone a horse archer? Alright, we've done it, ladies and gentlemen, so let's take a look at our squad here. Okay, this is Hands Off These Nuts, who looks like a bootleg Keanu Reeves. Now, let's look at this Knight Spearman. Nope, just kidding, it's a horse archer. Oh look, it's an expert swordsman. Nope, got you guys again, it's a horse archer. Oh hey, it's a basic recruit. Oops, wrong again, it's an archer. Yeah, we don't have enough budget for a horse unfortunately, so we stick with archer for this one. And you get the idea. We have successfully converted each and every soldier class into a horse archer, except recruit. This right here is 100% Mongolian horde tactics and strategy. Man, if only Genghis Khan can see me right now, he'd be proud. Okay, so I made peace with the Byzantines temporarily, mainly because I wanna try something out. We've got our large castle, Konya, over here, and as you can see, there's currently over 1,000 troops stationed in this castle. Now, if we go in the castle and then look at the squad menu, you'll see here that there's only a limit of 300 troops. Now, a little bit of context, each castle in the game automatically generates troops over time. And this slows down as the soldier count approaches the limit. And when it's full, it completely stops. However, the soldier limit doesn't apply when transferring troops into the castle manually. So now the question here is, how much soldiers can we fit inside this one castle? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out. Okay, I've been at this for a while now. Several hours actually. This game has been running for over 1 in-game year since we started. And we're currently nearing 2 years now. And in the process, we have earned another 100 million gold. We are now up to 200 million. Now let me zoom out for you. Do you notice anything different? Is there anything out of place? Maybe that water over there. It's looking kinda suspiciously wet. Or maybe this grass over here. Looking kinda low resolution, don't you think? Oh, Konya? You think something's wrong with Konya? Well, it might have been the fact that there's currently 40,000 troops in the castle. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 40,000 troops were able to fit inside this one castle. Apparently, you can fit an infinite number of troops inside a castle and the game won't even care about it. The game will be like, yeah, this is absolutely normal. Nothing wrong with 40,000 people jam-packed inside a castle. This is perfectly fine. Now I could go even higher and put more troops inside, but the game wasn't having any of it. If we go inside and then check out the squad menu, everything starts lagging. Scrolling down causes lag, the animations are lagging, and spinning the character model around causes even more lag. The worst part is that every time I leave the castle, the game freezes for a few seconds. Which is amazing. Just goes to show how much damage we cause to the game just by simply having 40,000 troops in one castle. 40,000 people, ladies and gentlemen, crammed inside such a small space. All it takes is just one sickness to go around and everyone would easily die from disease. Okay, I just had an idea. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you all to meet my dear friend, Cake House. I actually don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm just gonna call him Cake House from now on. Cake House is here with us today to serve as a guinea pig for what I'm about to do. May God have mercy on his soul. Now, if we go up to him and then choose the dialogue option, I want to replenish your unit, we will be able to transfer our troops into his army. As you can see here, he also has a limit of 300 troops. Now, I'm here wondering if the soldier limit also doesn't apply to him. Oh dear Lord, it goes over the limit. Oh no, you poor thing. I wonder what will happen if I give more to him. Oh. Okay, I guess there's a limit after all. So the soldier limit applies to him and at the same time doesn't apply to him. Huh. Okay, so I went ahead and hired ourselves an advisor over here. And he's currently unhappy because we only have one castle. Really? What about the 40,000 troops I have in there? And the hundreds of businesses I made and the hundreds of lands I bought? Those doesn't impress you one bit? Well, okay, you asked for it. We actually need to capture a few more castles to make our advisor happy. So let's do that real quick. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of time had passed. If we look at our time over here, it's been exactly 3 in-game years since we started the game. Now, remember when I said we need to capture a few castles? Well, about that, I seem to have conquered the entire continent instead, by accident. Yes, I accidentally conquered the entire continent. Huh, well, no big deal at all. Let's check in with our friend the advisor and see if he's happy with what we've done. Oh, still unhappy, huh? Oh well, nothing we can do about that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully conquered the entire Eurasian continent, all within 3 in-game years. And no, I'm not gonna talk about the ungodly amount of hours I've spent playing this game. I didn't capture all of the villages, but hey, come on, you're just nitpicking now? Well, I think that's it. We have done a lot of work in this game. I think it's safe to say that we really did go above and beyond Steel and Flesh 2. And what a great way to end the video. All of us here gathered together in this one spot, even though there's a lot of space, like everywhere. Well then, I thank you all for watching and see you guys in the next one.